Evelyn, you are my daughter and I will not lead you astray. Why did you conspire with your mom to punish me? Have I not been good to you? In what way have I wronged you? You took to your mom's advice and backstabbed me? You are too young for all these. What do you even know about divorce that made you start planning with your mother? You need to stop all these and focus on your education. I pay a lot for you and your brother to go to school. You need to concentrate on that and forget the conflict between your mom and I. Do not let me see you get involved in this again, or else.
Or else what, Dad? Is it because I decided to keep quiet? You think you can threaten me just like you threaten and hit Mom? I bet you to try it with me, you will not only get divorced, but I'll make sure you spend the rest of your life in jail. You cannot bully me, Father. I refuse to take the rubbish that my mom takes from you. Mom usually call you a deadbeat, Father. Yes, you are. You discussed a sensitive conversation with my brother, and he insulted Mom in return. Does that make you a good father? With the things Mom has told me about you, I regret ever having you as a father. I am so ashamed to call you one. My friends are getting expensive gifts from their parents, but where is my own father? He's nowhere to be found. He can only be found among the league of men hitting their wives. Enough is enough.
This is wonderful. Remind me your age again, Evelyn.
I will be 10 soon, but I am no longer a small girl. I am wiser now.
This is getting interesting. Today is today. Enough of all these. I can't take it anymore.
Do the needful, Dad. You nag too much.
Of course, I will. Rosalind, let's get divorced. I am ready to sign the papers now. Bring the papers immediately.
What did you just say? I didn't hear you.
I want to sign the divorce papers.
Oh, no, it was just for fun, Michael. You can't be serious.
Woman. I am serious. You are driving me crazy. Get me the divorce papers now.
Michael, do you realize that you have so much to lose?
Rosalind, I do not care at this point. So far my life is not lost.
Michael, you are scaring me already. You want to put an end to a relationship of 14 years.
You've always wanted that.
Well, I do, but not that fast.
Rosalind. Get me the papers now.
Calm down, Michael. My lawyer is out of town. I'll get another copy from him when he's back.
When will he be back?
I'll let you know when he's back.
If that's the case, I'm not obligated to do anything for you in this house again. I'm talking about the chores you've forcibly made me do. I am not funding your parents' building again. I'll only do what I am expected to do as a father to my children. One more thing. Thank you for turning my daughter against me. You will reap what you have sown.
I think that prayer is for both of us. We will both reap what we've sown.
Evelyn, I learned you were very rude to Dad. What has come over you? How old are you? How dare you speak to our father in a disrespectful manner?
How dare you speak to our mom in a very rude and disrespectful manner?
Evelyn, do you realize I am your elder brother? You will accord me some respect. Do you want to beat me?
If you talk to me anyhow, I'll hit you. You think I can't defend myself? Mom has taught me that all men are the same. I am not surprised to see you act so silly. You are already acting like Dad that will always hit the woman. See the way you're talking. Mom is right. Men are not to be taken lightly.
Wonderful. Dad was right all along. You've succeeded in taking after Mom. That is rude, arrogant, saucy and smelling. Don't you know you have started smelling like Mom now?
I am not smelling. I will never take this rubbish from you. I'll deal with any man that comes my way. Not after seeing the torture my mother has been through. Men are in trouble. If you dare try anything funny, you will have yourself to blame.
and I'll not hesitate to inflict pain on women, not after seeing that my mother and my little sister are the same. If you both can be like that, then how will other women behave? Well, I'll deal with you all. No woman will go scot-free. Before any woman ruin me just like our mom ruined Dad, I'll ruin such woman.
Alright then. Game on.
God, I hope I am not in trouble now. My children are seeing themselves as rival. Ah, a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old child. I didn't know it would get to this. My husband is not even interested in this marriage again. I was only threatening him to soften him. Jesus, please help me fix this.
James, you know I have been thinking about our future, especially when we are old enough to get married and have kids.
Yes, I have been thinking about that too. But, why are you so worried?
James, my father advised me about women. My mom and dad is at the verge of getting divorced. My mom is so wicked, stingy, arrogant, and she smells. She tortures my dad every time. Tells my dad to cook food and fund her parents' house building. She also demands for expensive things from my dad, knowing fully well that he can't afford them.
Wow, that's serious. But, why are women like this? My mom, on the other hand, steals from my dad. She like partying, leaving my sister and myself in the hands of our nanny and my father. She care less about us.
This is serious. Which means, we will take the advice my dad gave me, that all women are the same and they are capable of making you poor. He told me that I should be careful when I'm about to choose a life partner, and I should never allow any woman to intimidate me. In fact, I shouldn't let her know my financial worth and I shouldn't trust them. I am actually thinking of the idea of a bad mama.
Victor, your dad gave you the best advice, and I think I'll stick to it. That's what I'm going to do too. I won't take any rubbish from any woman. Do you know my sister acts like she owns the world too? Victor, let's stick to this plan, that we'll deal with any woman that comes our way. We will also not love, but deceive them till we see that they do not possess the character of our moms. We won't trust them with our finances, and if it is possible, we won't get married at all for the sake of our peace.
Good idea, James. If our mothers can do these, then all women must be the same. Do you know that Evelyn was rude to my dad too? She simply said she will deal with any man that wants to torture her.
And we will deal with them if they try to act funny. I can't wait to grow up so that I can take vengeance.
Me too.
Evelyn, why are you walking home without your brother?
Florence, my brother and I are not in good terms. In fact, I have seen him as an enemy the day he insulted my mom.
Victor insulted your mother. Why?
Florence, don't you know that all men are the same? He has started acting like my deadbeat father. The only thing my father knows how to do right is to hit my mom and insult her always nagging as if he's a baby.
This is surprising.
What about you? Why is James not here with us?
I didn't know what came over him after lunch today. He started acting up. Victor didn't greet me too.
Victor must have told James what happened.
But, how is that my business?
I know that by name, they might be sticking to this idea that they'll deal with any woman that acts bossy around them.
To think that my dad also acts like an animal whenever my mom does anything to offend him. He hates it a lot, and my mom is having fun and enjoying her life. My mom takes good care of me and buy me things my dad has vowed never to buy for me. So, all this while, my dad wants to turn my mom into a slave. And the fact that my mom has never agreed to being his slave has made him something else at home. Why would a man be angry that his wife is having fun? My mom has told me so many times that my dad doesn't love her and he doesn't want her to enjoy herself.
Florence, all men are the same. I'm grateful for the kind of mother I have, for teaching me all these before I am mature enough to go into relationships. I will never make the same mistake my mother made. She has taught me to stand up to defend myself if any man wants to sweep me under his feet.
Evelyn, can you teach me how to do that?
Of course, you need to be courageous. I stood up to my dad and I became bolder and courageous ever since then. The fact that I could look my father in the eyes made me realize that there's not many that I cannot face. Guess what? My mom was so proud of me.
My dad is too strict. I wish I could confront him as well. You need to teach me how to do that.
Threaten him with the law. He will become calm. Do not worry, I'll teach you all you need to know.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Anything for you, Florence.
Rosalind, when am I getting the divorce papers? It's been 2 weeks.
Michael, calm down. Why are you so eager to divorce me?
So, you can be like this? Why were you eager to serve me divorce papers? You got what you've always wanted. Wait, are you trying to tell me that you don't want the divorce again?
I didn't say so. I'm just telling you to calm down.
Okay then. I can't wait to be a free man.
Why do I feel like you never loved me?
I loved you, and I still love you. But we can't continue this again. You are problematic and inconsiderate. You are wicked and stingy. You married me because of my money and you've succeeded in ruining me and my career. You've rendered me jobless and useless. I'm yet to recover from the debt you incurred on me. Ah, Rosalind, you are a destroyer.
Stop right there, Michael. If not that you were not ashamed of yourself and you were senseless, you wouldn't be telling me that I was after your money. How much did you have when I agreed to marry you? If not for me, you won't be where you are today. All thanks to me.
All thanks to you for ruining me. All thanks to you for turning my daughter against me. All thanks to you for making me lose my job. You are a failed woman and a failed wife.
Michael, you are beginning to look for my trouble. Do not dare me.
I am used to your madness. Do anything you want to do. Rosalind, do your worst.
Mr. Simon, I am sorry for not attending to you on time. I must admit that I received the email you sent, but I don't understand its content. Can you please explain to me? Principal, my daughter, Florence, came back home 2 days ago and she started insulting me. She called me names and she told me that it is part of the process of becoming a woman. She called me a deadbeat father. She said so many nasty things to me. Principal, I may not be the best father, but I try my best to instill discipline into my children. Their mother may not be available for them, but I make sure that I meet their needs. I never expected that a day would come when my daughter would look at me in the face and insult me on behalf of their mother. If not that I am not a useless father, I won't be able to stop her. I interrogated Florence, and she told me that a friend of hers in school had taught her how to be bold, confident and how to look up into her father's face. The student even told my daughter to sue me if I try to reprimand her. This is absurd and unacceptable. James also confided in me that he's going to deal with any woman that wants to frustrate him. He said his friend's father is suffering as a result of the pain inflicted on him by his wife. He made mention of the same situation happening in my home. Principal, the question my son asked me was if I'd like to divorce my wife, as my wife is not a good definition of a good woman. He labeled my wife as an irresponsible woman. I got to know that his friend who told him all these nasty things about women is the elder brother of the student that advised Florence to stand up and always defend herself. Principal, if you do not take the necessary measures, I'll withdraw my children, both James and Florence, from this school.
Mr. Simon, first of all, I apologize for what has happened. In this school, we are known for our discipline and the good attitude we encourage our students to emulate. Please, I'll take the necessary measures to make sure that this doesn't happen again. I assure you that the students in question will be interrogated. The parents of the students will be invited to the school, and we need to inform them of what has happened. We'll take disciplinary actions as soon as we are done with the meetings.
I am so sorry once again, Mr. Simon. Please, accept our apology. It's fine, Principal. I'll need my children to take some days off school, so that I can orientate them on whatever bad advice has been given to them. It's fine, Mr. Simon. You have our permission.
You know you were the one that followed me here to continue insulting me. Do not wake the devil inside me.
That's exactly what I want. I want to see the devil inside you. You are a useless man. Why are you so eager to get a divorce? Are you seeing another woman already?
Are you jealous? I thought you said you do not love me again? Why are you worried on whether I have a woman outside of not?
Who is jealous of you? You stingy man. I can never be jealous of you.
Lies. Who is calling me at this time of the day?
Maybe your girlfriends.
You are not serious. My attention is needed in our children's school. I need to go immediately.
What happened to my kids? I am coming with you.
No, I am the one that was called. That's why I am their father. You sir at home while I go to their school.
Nothing must happen to my children.
It is so disheartening to hear that my children are involved in this. Their mother is to be blamed for all these that happened. My children were not like this before. I feel so sad right now.
Mr. Michael, you shouldn't blame your wife alone for whatever has happened. You are the head of the family, the general overseer of the family. You are meant to put the house in order. Whatever it is that might cause this, please fix this. Your children were not like this before, and it is obvious that the conflict going on between you and your wife is affecting your children. I'd advise that you see a marriage counselor. Fix this so that you won't regret later. As a punishment for the offense committed, your children have been suspended for 2 weeks. We will welcome them back to school on 21st of this month. Thank you for your time.
Suspension? It is well.
Why are my children crying? What did you do to them?
They have been suspended from school. They advised their friends to be rude to their parents and they intend to deal with the opposite gender in their own way.
Ah, my children have never been suspended before. What is happening?
Rosalind, for the sake of our children, I think it is high time we see a marriage counselor.
Was that a mistake?
No, I mean it. Our children are going through difficult times. Let's fix this, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Coker, firstly, you need to go back home to write on things you feel is the problem. Then, give it to each other to read. We will start from there.
Dear husband, it's not easy for me to express these sentiments and wrongs I've seen in you, but I believe open communication is crucial for the health of our marriage. One issue that has been particularly challenging for me is what I perceive as a selfish attitude on your part. I understand that everyone has individual needs and desires, but it feels like there's a lack of consideration for our responsibilities and goals. Building a life together should involve a sense of partnership. I discovered that you have an ongoing project which you didn't inform me about. Also, you find it difficult to provide many things, or you'd rather cut cost. The way you calculate the things we use, for example, the groceries after we exhaust our groceries, frustrate me a lot. Another aspect that has been a source of frustration is what I perceive as a childish attitude at times. It's essential for both partners to contribute to the emotional and practical aspects of our relationship maturely. There have been instances where I've felt that certain behaviors or reactions were more reminiscent of a less mature approach to challenges, hindering our ability to address issues constructively. I do not expect you to react to so many things you react to. Finally, you do not compliment me like you used to. You do not remember our special days again, for example, our wedding anniversary, my birthday and other important days. You don't even appreciate me when I work at home. Michael, I still find it painful that you called me a smelling woman. Michael, I believe addressing these concerns openly and honestly is crucial for our relationship's well-being. I hope we can engage in a thoughtful conversation to understand each other's perspectives better and work together to find solutions. It's my sincere desire to build a strong and enduring partnership, and I believe that by addressing these concerns, we can move towards a healthier and more fulfilling relationship. I love you so much, Michael. Now I know why my wife has been so hurt. I should have been opened. I know I don't keep our anniversaries in mind again. We could have talked about this long time ago.
My woman, Rosalind, one issue that weighs heavily on my mind is your stingy attitude when it comes to financial matters. It's not about the money itself, but rather the sense of partnership and shared responsibility that seems to be lacking. I believe that in a marriage, there should be a mutual understanding and contribution to shared expenses and financial goals. However, I've noticed a reluctance on your part to share these responsibilities equally. It's disheartening to feel like I'm shouldering a disproportionate burden, and it creates a sense of imbalance that affects not only our daily lives, but also the emotional connection we share. On a related note, your nagging attitude had become increasingly difficult for me to navigate. I understand that constructive feedback is essential for personal growth, but the constant reminders, criticisms, and unsolicited advice have created an atmosphere of tension and unease. It's challenging to thrive in an environment where I feel scrutinized instead of supported. Also, you have stopped taking care of yourself. You used to smell nice, dress gorgeous, speak to me in a respectful manner, pray for us, ask about my work, but you do not care again. You dress shabbily and you speak so rude to me. I believe that our communication is the key to resolving these issues. I would like us to have an open and honest conversation about how we can work together to address these concerns. Building a strong and loving partnership requires understanding each other's needs and finding ways to support one another. I hope we can navigate through these challenges and emerge with a deeper connection and a stronger relationship. Let's commit to fostering an environment of trust, understanding, and shared responsibility for the well-being of our marriage. My husband is right. I have changed. I have forgotten who I used to be. I used to be a strong prayer warrior. I used to dress so gorgeous. See my kids that used to know the Word of God. We used to be a happy family. This is all my fault.
Mrs. Rosalind Coker. Ephesians 5:22-24 says, "Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife as Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything." Proverbs 31:12 says, "She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life." This verse is often interpreted as highlighting the positive and supportive role a wife can play in her husband's life. It encourages actions that contribute to the well-being and success of her husband. Mrs. Rosalind, you need to be submissive. Even if you earn more than your husband, it is mandatory that you respect and submit to your husband. Do not follow the teachings of the world. I went through the things your husband wrote about you, and the main thing is the help you are not rendering. One Bible verse that emphasizes the idea of being helpmates or supporting each other is found in Ecclesiastes 4:9-10, which says, "Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up." This verse highlights the strength and support that comes from unity and cooperation, emphasizing the value of companionship and mutual assistance. Mrs. Rosalind, you should be able to help your husband when he's down. You only have to discuss the areas in which you can help. That doesn't make him irresponsible. How about if you and your husband have multiple streams of incomes? While you have accounts for different purposes in the home. Another point your husband made is your hygiene and your appearance. As a woman, irrespective of your age, you should try and appear appealing to your husband at all times. You might find it difficult to do, but please, try. Make nice hairstyles and smell nice. Wear juice perfumes. The last point I'll be talking about is your spiritual life. Your husband wrote that you don't pray anymore ever since you got your new job. As a woman, you become more powerful when you pray. Inasmuch as it is important that your husband prays too, please, do it more. The devil won't be able to slip into your home when you pray. I'll leave you with one simple trick. Whenever your husband gets on your nerves, do not think about his mistakes and wrongs at that time. Do not think less about him. Rather, start seeing the good in him. Remember the time he was there for you. Remember the times he was caring and romantic. It will help you forgive him faster. You can always ask your husband to identify areas in which he thinks you should improve on, and vice versa. Mrs. Rosalind, the concept of a virtuous woman is often derived from the biblical description found in Proverbs 31:10-31. In summary, a virtuous woman is characterized by qualities such as 1. Trustworthiness. She is trustworthy and her husband has full confidence in her. 2. Industry. She works diligently and with purpose. 3. Resourcefulness. She is resourceful and manages her household efficiently. 4. Compassion. She extends her hands to the needy and helps those less fortunate. 5. Strength. She is strong, both physically and emotionally. 6. Wisdom. She speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction. 7. Fear of the Lord. She fears the Lord and lives in accordance with His teachings. Mrs. Rosalind, you need to retrace your steps. Be open to communication with your husband. One rule for the two of you is that, do not let pride prevent you from saying you are sorry to your husband. May the peace of God be with you.
Amen. I'm so grateful for these priceless word of advice.
Mr. Michael Coker. Several Bible verses emphasize the importance of husbands loving and providing for their wives. Here are a couple of examples. Ephesians 5:25 says, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." 1 Timothy 5:8 says, "Anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." These verses highlight the sacrificial love husbands are called to demonstrate, paralleling it with the selfless love of Christ for the church. Additionally, the verse from 1 Timothy underscores the responsibility of providing for one's family. Mr. Michael, in the note your wife wrote, she said you are too conscious of the way they make use of groceries, and you calculate any money you are to give them. She complained of not getting compliments from you. She complained that you do not remember important and special days about her anymore. She also said you did not tell her about the building project you started. Mr. Michael, you need to be open to your wife. Appreciate her when she does anything to make you or the children feel good. Compliment her with sweet words. Colossians 3:19 says, "Husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them." 1 Peter 3:7 Husbands, in the same way be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. These verses emphasize love, consideration, and respect in the husband-wife relationship, promoting an atmosphere of peace and care within the home. Mr. Michael, you shouldn't fold your arms and expect your wife to do the praying alone for your family. You are meant to pray as one. Mr. Michael, saying sorry doesn't make you less of a man. In fact, it prevents trouble. It solves problems easily. Mr. Michael, the big secret to having a great relationship is not being too proud to say sorry. Saying sorry will make your spouse calm and it reduces tension. Mr. Michael, do not ever go to bed angry with your wife. Make sure your dispute doesn't stay to the next day. Settle whatever you have. The moment you sleep with heavy heart, devil tries to pollute your minds with hatred for each other. Mr. Michael, help your children to become better. Teach them the ways of the Lord. Have multiple streams of income. Mr. Michael, what the Lord has joined together, let no man out asunder. Mr. Michael, divorce is not an option for a heavenly marriage. Seek God in your home, and invite God back into your home. Draw your wife back. Speak to your children and live together in love. A good husband is loving, respectful, supportive, communicative, trustworthy, patient, responsible, adaptable, romantic, and loyal. One rule for the two of you is that, do not let pride prevent you from saying you are sorry to your wife. May the Lord guide you in how to run your home.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. I'll make amends. My dearest Rosalind, I find myself at a loss for words to adequately express the depth of remorse and sorrow that fills my heart. Recent events in our home have weighed heavily on my soul, and I feel compelled to convey the profound regret that I carry within me. I want you to know, without a shadow of doubt, that I am genuinely sorry for any pain, distress, or hurt I may have caused you. The love we share is the cornerstone of my life, and to see it marred by recent happenings pains me in ways words struggle to capture. In moments of reflection, I have come to understand the gravity of my actions and the impact they've had on our relationship. Please believe me when I say that the last thing I ever wanted was to cause you any form of anguish. You deserve only happiness, security, and a home filled with love. I am committed to making amends, not just through words, but through sincere actions that demonstrate my love and dedication to you. Your well-being and the sanctity of our union are of paramount importance to me, and I am ready to invest the time and effort necessary to rebuild what may have been shaken. In this moment of vulnerability, I ask for your forgiveness and understanding. I acknowledge my imperfections, but I am resolute in my desire to grow from this experience and be a better partner for you. Together, hand in hand, I believe we can overcome these challenges and emerge stronger. I cherish the beautiful bond we've built together, and my sincere hope is that we can weather this storm and emerge into a brighter, more harmonious chapter in our lives. I love you, Rosalind.
My beloved Michael, as I look into your face to say these words, my heart overflows with a mix of emotions, love, gratitude, and a profound sense of commitment to you and our journey together. Recent reflections have led me to a deeper understanding of the importance of respect, submission, and unwavering support in our marriage. I want you to know, with absolute sincerity, that I am committed to being more than just your wife. I am committed to being your confidant, your partner in every sense of the word. I acknowledge the times when my actions may not have reflected the respect you deserve, and for that, I am truly sorry. From this moment forward, I promise to approach our relationship with a heart filled with respect. I recognize the strength and submission, not as a sign of weakness, but as a testament to the trust and partnership we share. My desire is to be the supportive presence you can always lean on, your haven in times of joy and solace in times of trial. I commit to fostering an environment of love and understanding in our home, where mutual respect is the cornerstone of our interactions. I aspire to be the wife you deserve, one who uplifts, encourages, and stands by your side through the twists and turns of life. This pledge extends beyond mere words. It is a promise etched in the core of my being. I am dedicated to nurturing a home filled with warmth, where our love grows stronger with each passing day. Together, as equal partners in this sacred union, I believe we can create a haven that reflects the beauty of our shared commitment. Thank you for being the amazing man you are and for giving me the privilege of being your wife. I look forward to a future where our love continues to flourish, and I'm honored to stand by your side on this remarkable journey we call marriage. I love you so much, Michael.
One more thing. Our children, we need to do the needful about them. As soon as possible. We need to change their mindset about opposite gender.
I understand. It is very important. We will swing into action immediately.
Evelyn and Victor went through a series of therapy and coaching from their parent. They soon dropped the belief they have about opposite gender. They were called back to school. The Cokers lived happily ever after.
When God is in your home, divorce is never an option. Whatever the situation is, take it to God and He will solve it. You have it all when you have God.